I signed the divorce agreement, Lu Yan. From now on, we owe each other nothing.
Qingyao pushes the thin paper toward him, her voice freezing cold. The world you gave me was too small. So small, I was literally suffocating.
Without a single second of hesitation, Lu Yan grabs the pen and signs his name. He looks up at the woman he spent 5 whole years loving.
She wears flawless makeup and expensive designer clothes, looking like she already belongs to a completely different, glittering world. He lets out a hollow laugh that does not reach his eyes. Qingyao.
Bro, your entire world is just a tiny sandbox I casually gifted you.
Trading their marriage certificate for a divorce took under 10 minutes. Talk about fast-paced. Qingyao holds that divorce booklet like she just dropped a massive burden.
Letting out a long sigh of relief, she turns and walks away.
Her high heels click sharply on the polished floor, sounding incredibly cold and final. Without looking back even once, she leaves Lu Yan standing there completely alone.
He watches her cold, graceful figure until she completely vanishes past the door.
Under the blinding sun, he looks down at the booklet in his hand.
Just a tiny green booklet, putting an end to their 5-year marriage. Suddenly, his phone buzzes with a text message from his newly ex-wife, Qingyao. "Pack your stuff and get out quickly," she writes. "I want no trace of you left." Lu Yan does not even bother replying, casually shoving the phone back into his pocket.
Walking out of the building, the scorching summer heat hits him right in the face.
But it feels freezing as he returns to the place he used to call home.
Opening the penthouse door of a luxury downtown complex, reality instantly sinks in.
The air is still filled with the heavy scent of Qingyao's expensive perfume.
Everything in the living room looks exactly the same, yet completely different now.
His slippers are already gone from the wooden rack he built with his own hands.
The massive wedding photo they took overseas is also completely gone from the wall, leaving behind nothing but a lonely, faded white mark where it used to hang.
Lu Yan smiles bitterly and begins packing his surprisingly few belongings. Just a few changes of clothes and some old, worn-out books.
And an old wooden chest, which he slowly opens up. Inside are thick stacks of sketches, ranging from pencil drafts to beautiful watercolors. Every single page is an absolutely breathtaking, master-tier fashion design blueprint. And signed in the bottom corner of each page is the exact same signature. A vintage mark reading Zhao, he picks up the very top sheet. It is a stunning starry-sky evening gown with fine diamonds glittering across the hem.
A design meant to dazzle under the lights, drawn by his hand 3 years ago.
Yet Qingyao just used an almost identical design last month.
Copying his masterpiece to win a prestigious national award? Talk about shameless.
At the time, she stood proudly on that stage, looking incredibly successful, claiming her inspiration came from her own deep longing for freedom and the stars. Lu Yan had clapped for her back then, but man, that's actually crazy tragic looking back. He packs the designs away, closing the lid with a clean, sharp click, sealing the final lid on their relationship, and once he finishes packing, he takes one last look around this cold, empty apartment when his phone rings again. Suddenly, his phone buzzes with a call from some guy named Jiang He.
Lu Yan slides to answer.
Instantly, this incredibly smug voice comes dripping through the speaker.
"Hey, Lu Yan, heard you and Qingyao finally divorced. Congrats!"
Seriously, congrats on finally letting her go. Now this absolute clown is Jiang He, her business partner and biggest simp. Lu Yan stays dead silent. He claims Qingyao belongs on the global stage, and that Lu Yan is just a speck of dust.
Jiang He sounds incredibly condescending.
He brags that she is debuting her masterpiece next week. That is her show closing piece. It is her golden ticket to the international market. You will finally see the massive gap. Tickets are $300,000 each. Can you even afford that? Jiang He laughs and hangs up. No reaction. Total silence. See, the Starlight Gala is run by his own entertainment division. It is literally his biggest money burner. And that insane ticket price? Yeah, he personally set it himself. Right on cue, his phone rings again with an unknown number. A deeply respectful voice speaks.
"Mr. Lu, it is Chen Xiao." Lu Yan just gives a calm hum.
Qingyao is a business titan Lu Yan built up from nothing. Just the smallest branch.
The Starlight Gala schedule's in your inbox, sir.
Also, Project Eclipse is fully prepped and ready. We can start anytime, Qingyao says. Lu Yan replies, do it. Start with Su Qingyao. Yes, sir, Qingyao says before hanging up.
Lu Yan pulls his suitcase out, the door clicking shut behind him.
5 years of memories completely cut off. No looking back. He steps into the elevator and hits the first floor. The polished mirrors reflect his perfectly calm face. But deep in his eyes, a violent storm is brewing. Su Qingyao, you think you escaped a cage. You are about to realize you just blew out your only light. Your so-called nirvana? It needs a fire. And I am holding the match. Actually, I control whether the fire even starts. Leaving that luxury complex, he does not go to another mansion. Instead, he takes a cab to a gritty, older side of town. Cracked stone pathways. He drags his suitcase forward, far away from the city lights. He easily turns into a quiet, hidden alley, stopping in front of a weathered wooden door. Opening it up, a gentle wave of sandalwood and old fabric immediately greets him, flooding his senses. Inside is a massive workshop with an incredibly high, vaulted ceiling. Dust motes dance in the light. Every wall is covered in stunning, ready-to-wear outfits, spanning from classic dynasties to modern luxury gowns. Each piece is a masterpiece, crafted by a few veteran masters in their 50s. They are wearing reading glasses and working with intense focus at their tables. Some are embroidering, while others cut fabric. Button weaving is underway, but a creaking door interrupts them. One master ironing fabric looks up and spots Lu Yan. A warm smile greets him. He happily asks what new treasures the kid brought this time. As he points to a wooden chest, Lu Yan pops it open. Inside are stacks of sketches. Uncle Wang picks up the top drawing and instantly gasps in pure awe. The line work is insane. He flips through them carefully, getting more mind-blown with every page. Lu Yan just casually shrugs. Our boy plays it cool, but the other masters are already crowding around. They are completely hooked. One master points out a gorgeous gown that uses rare cloud brocade for the skirt. The vast landscape embroidery on it is legendary level. The author cooked so hard. Another gown features layered, ultra-thin silk fabric. Walking in this would make anyone look like an absolute goddess. Master Li sighs, noting any single piece could break the entire fashion industry. Lu Yan just smiles, pushing the chest over and telling Uncle Wang to keep them. He wants them to check the drafts. If they like any, they can just use them to play around. Nonsense, Uncle Wang snaps, demanding how such brilliant art can be called play. This is disrespectful to art, but Lu Yan knows how stubborn these veterans are. Choosing not to argue, he smoothly changes the subject. He reveals he needs a massive favor, preparing a custom runway show. A show dedicated to Zhou. The masters exchange startled looks before sudden realization hits them. They know every single masterpiece of his is signed with that brand mark. Uncle Wang's eyes light up. He heavily claps Lu Yan's shoulder, saying they have waited way too long. Overjoyed, he tells the kid to name whatever he needs. Their old bones can still move, and Lu Yan asks them to bring the drawings to life. Calmly, yet with absolute authority. He wants to show the world what real fashion actually is. Meanwhile, the rival designer Su Qingyao is up in her luxurious penthouse studio. She is currently calling her partner, Jiang He. Her voice is laced with a tense, barely contained frustration as she speaks. The final process for Nirvana is complete, and honestly, it is pure perfection. I can already guarantee she is going to absolutely dominate the Starlight Gala. Jiang He laughs on the other end of the line, saying of course she will. My Qingyao was literally born to stand right in the spotlight. Once the gala wraps up, he promises to immediately launch the next funding round. He has already locked in meetings with several top-tier international venture capital firms. They are incredibly hyped about her brand, and when this drops, the name Su Qingyao is going to echo through Paris, Milan, and New York. Hearing this massive, ambitious blueprint Jiang He is laying out for her, she is thrilled. She can already see herself standing at the very top of the fashion world, basking in glory.
Then Jiang He casually shifts the topic, asking what about Lu Yan? Just hearing that name makes her frown with pure annoyance. He already moved out, completely gone. She sneers. He cannot even feed himself. Honestly, she always saw Lu Yan as a lazy, zero-ambition loser. Just a basic guy who cooks home meals and stays stuck in his comfort zone. His paintings have zero commercial value. The guy is basically useless. Marrying him for 5 years was easily the biggest mistake of her entire life. Finally, it is over. Jiang He nods in total approval. Remember, you two live in different worlds now. Do not let some irrelevant nobody ruin your mood ever again.
I know, she sighs. My career is the only thing that matters now.
Hanging up, she walks over to her massive floor-to-ceiling windows. Looking down at the bustling city below, a massive wave of pride hits her. Are you watching, Lu Yan? This is the elite life I deserve, while you are stuck at the bottom forever. You can only look up at my glow. Then she posts on social media. Sharing a selfie with her masterpiece, Nirvana, captioned, "Goodbye past, hello new life." Instantly, the internet explodes. The post gets absolutely flooded with likes and comments calling her a total goddess. Everyone is hyping up her dress, begging to see her dominate the red carpet. Right at the top, Jiang He leaves a single comment with a heart. Reading all these praises, her ego is absolutely through the roof. She is smiling ear to ear, completely blind to what is coming. Because at that exact moment, a mysterious account named Lon pops up. They post on a highly exclusive, invite-only international design forum, sharing an old masterpiece draft titled Old Dreams. Talk about a plot twist. Fast forward to the night of the gala, the entire city is watching. A-listers and top fashion icons are putting on their absolute best looks. Naturally, Qingyao was the most hyped breakthrough designer of the night. She makes her grand entrance hand in hand with Jiang He, rocking a gorgeous look. It is a sleek, minimalist black gown paired with flawless, sharp makeup. Absolute main character energy. Jiang He stands beside her in a sharp white suit. Honestly, they look like the ultimate power couple under the flashing lights. All eyes are on them. Camera flashes explode like crazy the second they appear. Reporters immediately ask if she is confident in her big finale piece, Nirvana. They even ask Jiang He if he dropped mad cash to support her. Is that true? Qingyao just smiles warmly for the cameras. She calmly tells the crowd that Nirvana is a masterpiece she poured her whole heart into. She promises it won't disappoint, while Jiang He suddenly pulls her close by the waist. He proudly tells the cameras that for Qingyao, absolutely everything is worth it. He says he is not just supporting her today, he is investing in her future. This is basically a public love confession. The entire crowd goes absolutely wild. The reporters get even more hyped, and their questions get way more daring. They ask if they are dating, and if her divorce had anything to do with Jiang He. At the mention of her ex, Qingyao's perfect smile freezes for a quick second. But she quickly recovers, playing it cool and saying they split over different views. It was peaceful, so she hopes everyone focuses on her designs instead. She smoothly dodges the drama as Jiang He's bodyguards step in. They head inside and wow, the venue is the definition of pure luxury. High society elites are everywhere, and she proudly walks in on his arm. Walking through the crowd, she absolutely loves all the envious looks. Her vanity is through the roof, Jiang He whispers in her ear. This is the world where you truly belong. That loser Lu Yan does not even have the right to step foot in here. Qingyao sneers. Honestly, that loser Lu Yan is probably just a nobody now. Right now, he is probably sitting in some cheap, rundown rental apartment, just watching this broadcast on television and wishing he was her. Thinking about this, the last bit of regret in her heart completely vanishes. Any remaining second thoughts about her divorce are finally totally gone. The ceremony officially starts with some long, boring opening acts. But finally, we get to the main event, the Designer of the Year reveal. Gorgeous dresses start appearing on the runway, shown off by stunning models. Honestly, nobody is paying attention because they are all waiting for Qingyao. Her masterpiece, Nirvana, is next. The host hypes up the crowd. He calls out her name, asking the audience to bring the loudest applause.
Let's welcome our genius designer Su Qingyao with her latest work, Nirvana. The lights go completely dark, leaving a single spotlight on the entrance. As the music starts to swell, a model slowly walks out.
It is a gorgeous trailing gown designed with elements of fire and ash.
The dress is a striking fiery red, embroidered with a golden phoenix design. Layers of soft gray tulle make up the bottom, mimicking ashes.
It genuinely looks like burning embers as she moves. With the skirt flying, it looks like a phoenix rising from the flames.
This is absolutely wild, and the entire crowd lets out a massive gasp. Everyone is losing their minds, calling the dress an absolute masterpiece.
The design is top tier. Su Qingyao is a literal genius.
Jiang He smugly looks over at her and she is beaming with pride.
He whispers to her, "You did it! You actually won!"
Su Qingyao clenches her fists in excitement.
She can practically hear Paris and Milan calling her name already.
Big applause. The host brings out the legendary designer, Pierre. Getting his stamp of approval is the ultimate dream.
Su Qingyao fixes her dress and walks up.
She expects coronation, but Pierre grabs the mic. He circles her Nirvana design with a critical eye.
His face has zero praise. Instead, he looks dead serious. Silence. The tension is low-key driving me insane.
Pierre finally stops pacing.
Ignoring her completely, he looks at the crowd. His voice echoes through every single speaker.
This reminds me of an old friend.
Wait, what?
Pierre calls this mystery person the most talented designer ever.
He was known as the Deer Weaver. The man could weave dreams with a needle. Truly a ghost.
Years ago, he shared drafts called Old Dreams.
One specific piece was named Grave.
Pierre stops and stares dead at Su Qingyao.
He says this Nirvana piece is identical. Colors, totems, concepts, it is the exact same.
Actually, same is too nice. He calls it a pathetic and completely soulless copy.
Plagiarism. That word hits like a slap. The whole venue instantly erupts. Shock turns to disgust. Man, the author is cooking. Every camera locks onto her frozen figure. Her face goes completely pale. It is over. She screams that it is her own original work. What grave? Who is this Deer Weaver? Her voice sounds pathetic.
Jiang He immediately jumps up to defend her.
He demands Pierre watch his words.
Pierre just cold shoulders him. A simple gesture to the crew is all it takes.
Since she denies it, let us show the proof.
Now watch.
The massive screen behind them flashes to life.
An old yellow design draft appears.
Yet every single detail is perfectly clear.
The draft on screen? It is literally the Nirvana dress. But wait, it is actually way more detailed.
Look closer at the bottom right corner.
A rustic Zhou signature is quietly stamped right in the corner. It is basically mocking them, especially with the caption reading, "Grave of Works."
Created by designer Lone Zhou 3 years ago. The crowd absolutely loses their minds over this.
Honestly, the author cooked here. Look at the details in this draft.
Su Qingyao's version looks like a cheap knockoff, meaning he is officially exposed. His entire genius persona is officially cooked. This is the fashion scandal of the century, and the flashes go wild. But this time, everything changes.
They are not snapping a glorious genius, but a pathetic thief caught red-handed.
Su Qingyao is literally shaking as he stares at that familiar Zhou mark. A terrifying thought starts to brew. He simply cannot stop it from clawing its way up.
Could that useless Lu Yong be behind this?
No shot. There is absolutely no way.
How could a loser like him know Master Pierre?
There is no way a master would call him a genius. This is fake, a total setup. Su Qingyao screams hysterically that someone is trying to ruin him. Jiang He finally snaps out of it and rushes up. He shields Su Qingyao and barks at the crowd to shut up.
Anyone who dares speak a word will pay a heavy price.
He tries flexing his massive power to bury the scandal, but Pierre just laughs in his face. Fake. Pierre asks if Jiang He is questioning his integrity. Or maybe Zhao's global authority?
Do you really think someone can pull a fast one on me?
Fooling the world with a fake drawing, his quiet voice cuts deep.
He is completely silenced.
Pierre ignores them completely and leans back into the microphone. Then comes the real bombshell.
He proudly announces that his mysterious partner, Lone Zhou, is finally returning.
And his massive return is happening very soon.
Announcing his new Guizhou brand.
Every single one of his classic archives and brand new designs will finally be showcased.
It is going to completely cleanse the industry.
With a literal mic drop, he turns and walks off under everyone's stunned gazes, leaving only Qingyao and Jiang He standing there like absolute fools next to that dress.
Qingyao wobbles, barely keeping his footing on the stage. He is totally spinning. Every single one of his dreams is instantly turned into dust. He is completely finished. Total chaos breaks out as the organizers desperately scramble to contain the disaster.
They cut the broadcast. Too late. Headlines about Qingyao copying designs spread like wildfire in just minutes.
The scandal exploded straight to the top of every single trending search list.
And of course, the media went absolutely feral. They smelled a massive drama.
Like sharks smelling blood, the crowd completely blocked Qingyao and Jiang He.
Miss Su, what do you have to say about these shocking plagiarism allegations?
Nirvana looks exactly like Burning.
Are your past awards stolen too?
President Jiang, as her business partner, did you know she was a fraud?
Poisoned blades. The brutal questions cut her deep.
Qingyao stood there completely frozen, her face drained of color.
Her lips trembled, but she could not squeeze out a single word. Mind blank. That soulless plagiarism comment just kept repeating in her head over and over.
Jiang He shielded her with his body, furiously yelling at the reporters to back off.
Get back! No comment!
We will hold an official press conference soon to address everything.
With over 10 security guards fighting to clear a path, they barely forced their way through.
Running for their lives, they scrambled backward into the dressing room. And slam!
The door shut, blocking out the noise.
She collapsed, drained of everything.
Jiang He ripped his tie off, pacing around the room in absolute rage.
Pitch black face. How did this happen?
He slammed his fist straight into the wall. Has Pierre completely lost his mind?
Disrespecting me on my own turf like that? And who the hell is this Lou guy?
What random corner of the world did this absolute nobody crawl out from?
She mutters blankly. That mark.
What did you say? Jiang He asks before she suddenly grabs his arm. Clinging to him like a lifeline, she gasps. It is Lu Yan. It must be him.
That stamp belongs to Lu Yan, she cries. He always used it on his old paintings.
Jiang He freezes before scoffing like he just heard the most ridiculous joke. Are you insane, Qingyao? Lu Yan is a jobless loser. There is no way he knows someone like Pierre.
And you think Pierre would call that nobody the most talented designer alive?
Classic mistake. He really thinks the main character is just some random nobody.
But that signature mark? Qingyao's voice cracks as she starts crying.
It is just a coincidence. Someone is clearly pulling strings behind the scenes, trying to destroy your entire brand.
He grabs his phone and frantically dials, President Wang, help me check a designer named Long.
I need all his background information immediately. Then he dials Editor Lai next.
Kill the Starlight Gala news. Not a single article goes out, and tell the public relations team to release a statement instantly. State that Nirvana is an original design and that we reserve our rights.
We will sue anyone spreading these fake rumors, he calmly orders, trying to control the damage.
But Qingyao just stares at him. Hope flickers back to life in her chest. Exactly. Jiang He is spot on here. Someone has to be trying to frame her. That useless trash, Lu Yuan? How could a loser like him pull off something this huge when he cannot even afford decent clothes? There is no way he designed that masterpiece. She is definitely just psyching herself out.
But as Jiang He starts making desperate calls, the responses he gets shatter everything. All that smug confidence slowly drains away. Sorry, President Jiang. The files on Nong are classified as highest level secrecy. We cannot find anything. Boss, we are blocked. Every major media platform just got strict orders from the top. They are forcing the Qingyao plagiarism scandal as front-page news. We cannot bury this.
Sir, our official statement went out, but there is a huge problem.
Nong's official account instantly reposted it with just 4 words: "See you in court."
One brutal update after another rolls in. Jiang He looks like he is about to throw up. At this point, the guy finally realizes he just kicked a massive steel plate.
An absolute monster they have no business messing with. Right then, Su Qingyao's phone starts ringing like crazy.
It is the main fashion brand she signed with.
It is the magazines they partner with and all the wealthy socialites who used to worship her.
Every single one of them is calling to cancel contracts and cut ties. Miss Su, our brand has standards.
We do not work with plagiarists. Our partnership is over.
Sorry, Qingyao, we are going to have to find someone else for next month's cover.
Su Qingyao, you fake fraud, do not ever show your face to me again. When you fall, everyone is ready to push. In under 1 single hour, everything crashes.
She drops straight from heaven into the absolute gutter. Hands shaking, she opens social media. She checks the trending topics, and 8 of the top 10 are literally all about her.
Massive headlines are blasting her plagiarism scandal and how this genius designer is a complete fraud.
Everyone is tagging Jiang He, Su Qingyao, and Pierre, screaming for a total boycott of this thief. The comments are filled with millions of angry users. Honestly, to think I actually used to support her. Turns out she is just a disgusting thief who stole someone else's hard work for herself. She even had the nerve to name the design Nirvana. I cannot wait for the legendary Nong brand to host their launch event and absolutely destroy her. Su Qingyao cannot take the pressure anymore. Her vision goes completely black, and she passes out cold. Meanwhile, on the other side of town in a cozy traditional tea house. Our main character, Lu Yan, is chilling at an elegant wooden table, casually brewing some tea. Right in front of him, a massive flat-screen television is hanging on the wall. It is silently playing the news, and the headline is flashing the famous designer name. Su Qingyao caught in a massive plagiarism scandal as the Starlight Gala turns into a total joke. The footage shows Su Qingyao and Jiang He looking completely pathetic while being swarmed by reporters.
Shan Xiao is standing respectfully nearby, holding a tablet to read out the latest updates.
He gives the report. Sir, the first phase of our plan went perfectly.
The Starlight Gala scandal is spreading like wildfire, and Su Qingyao's fashion brand is completely ruined.
Stocks plummeted to the limit at market open. Over 90% of her market value is completely gone. Every single partner brand terminated their contracts immediately. They are already suing her for millions, and the entire internet is firmly on our side. At this rate, within 3 days, Su Qingyao will be permanently banned from the fashion world. An absolute social death. Chen Xiao delivers this devastating blow in the calmest voice ever. Talk about badass. It is like he is describing a minor errand while Lu Yuan casually pours more tea. Boiling water splashes into the clay bowl, making the tea leaves swirl and open. A sharp, clean aroma fills the air. He doesn't even look up. He casually asks where Jiang He is, the guy behind Heitian Capital. They spent everything on PR, but our team blocked every single move. Chen Xiao smirks. The target clearly has no idea what he is up against. Honestly, this man has pure final boss energy. Jiang He thinks he is a big deal. But in front of this absolute ocean, the dude is barely a single raindrop. Lu Yan quietly pours out the first brew to rinse the leaves. He pours fresh water, filling 2 small porcelain cups with the golden tea. He slides 1 cup over to Chen Xiao and takes a seat. Chen Xiao quickly bows, saying he does not deserve this honor from his boss. Lu Yan does not force him. Honestly, Jiang He is pretty ambitious. The guy is ruthless, sure, but his foundation is way too weak. Totally arrogant. He wants to use Qingyao as a stepping stone to reach the top. But he does not realize that I am the one holding up that very sky. Lu Yan takes a slow sip. Since he wants to steal Qingyao's future, I will make sure he loses his present too. Chen Xiao shivers at that. He knows the boss is actually furious now, so what is the play? Lu Yan asks if Heitian Capital is currently bidding on the South District project. Yes, sir, they are. To secure this project, they mortgaged almost all company assets and signed a massive valuation agreement. For them, failure is absolutely not an option. Qiao quickly replies. Perfect, Lu Yan says, setting down his cup.
Go ahead and leak the proposal for our new energy project. Straight to their biggest competitors. Also, notify the banks. To freeze all of Haitian Capital's credit lines. I want their funding.
Completely broken overnight. Hearing this, Qiao holds his breath in shock.
I love how ruthless this is. He is not just undercutting them, he is destroying them. First, he dangles an irresistible bait to make them bet their entire fortune, only to pull the plug at the absolute worst moment. Jiang He is completely finished. Not only will he lose the bid, but his frozen capital and failed agreement will cost him his entire company, leaving him with astronomical, life-ruining debts on his head. Understood, sir. I will handle it immediately. Qiao dares not delay. Now rush, Lu Yan says, waving his hand. Let him struggle a bit longer.
A game of cat and mouse is no fun if the mouse dies too quickly.
His tone is perfectly calm, but it sends cold shivers down Qiao's spine. Having served him for 10 long years, from a clueless rookie to a powerful CEO, managing a massive multi-billion-dollar empire, Qiao knows the truth better than anyone. This harmless-looking man is actually terrifying once he drops his gentle mask. He is built different, a true apex predator standing at the top of the food chain. A real monster. Oh, by the way, Lu Yan suddenly asks if the launch venue is secured. Qiao says yes. It is booked at the National Art Museum, scheduled for next Monday. That was fast. Lu Yan is actually a little surprised. Qiao smiles and says, well, as long as you wish it, sir. They could even host the grand launch at the Forbidden City, but Lu Yan stays non-committal. As for the guest list, Pierre has already confirmed his attendance. Plus, the CEOs of the top 10 luxury brands in the world. Editors of top fashion magazines and the most influential critics are locked in too. Everyone received their invites and confirmed they will attend in person. Lu Yan nods, looking pretty satisfied with how things are playing out. Walking over to the window, he stares out at the gloomy sky. It is finally time for a storm to wash everything clean, he mutters. Meanwhile, amidst the massive downpour, Qingyao wakes up in a hospital bed. The sharp smell of disinfectant makes her nauseous, and Jiang He is sitting right there. His eyes are completely bloodshot, and he looks like an absolute mess. Seeing her open her eyes, Jiang He forces a weak smile, saying she is finally awake. Qingyao is still totally dazed, her memory stuck on the exact moment she fainted. Endless insults and bitter accusations. The non-stop calls canceling her contracts hit her like a massive wave all over again.
She grabs Jiang He by the hand, desperate for answers.
Her voice is hoarse as she asks if things are fixed, which makes Jiang He instantly freeze up. Avoiding her eyes, he claims the public relations team is already on it. Trust me, he says, telling her not to worry because he has her back. But his shifty eyes give him away, and Qingyao is definitely not stupid. Snatching his phone off the nightstand, she watches the screen immediately light up. The incoming news headlines stab right into her eyes like needles. Her brand is collapsing, and she is facing absolutely massive contract penalties. Media outlets are digging into her past, exposing multiple designs as alleged plagiarism. The whole industry is boycotting her, telling her to get out. It is completely over. Her grip fails, and the phone slips out of her hand, crashing onto the floor. All the color drains from her face as she wonders how this could happen. She keeps repeating those words, looking utterly broken, which only starts to irritate Jiang He. He is already drowning in his own mess, honestly. He is such a red flag. Lacking any energy to comfort her, he tells her to just rest.
Standing up to leave, he claims he has a ton of business to handle.
She grabs him, asking where he's going, but he mentions his critical development project. He snaps that he has to go supervise it, leaving her in complete shock. She completely loses it, screaming that he is still thinking about his project right now. Her entire career is ruined, yet he wants to walk out instead of comforting her? He fires back, asking how they will pay off those massive fines without his project. Jiang He loses his temper too, yelling about how he is supposed to help her rebuild. Shaking her hand off, he tells her to finally wake up and face reality. He says this is no time for tantrums, shouting that he cannot go down with her. As long as he and his investment firm survive, they still have a shot. With that, he slams the door and leaves without looking back.
Absolute trash behavior, guys.
Su Qingyao is left all alone in the freezing silence of the room. Pulling her knees to her chest, she finally lets out a quiet, painful sob. She cannot understand how her entire life fell apart overnight, but then the door opens.
An elegant older woman steps into the room.
An elegant middle-aged woman walks in. It is his mentor. She is none other than Lin Zi, a titan in the country's fashion industry.
Su Qingyao crawls toward her like a desperate dog.
Please help me! Everyone is framing me! Lin Zi stares down at her most prized disciple, now looking completely pathetic.
Her cold eyes say it all. She does not help.
Instead, she just cold-heartedly drops a thick document right in front of him.
It is his termination letter, and her voice is colder than ice. He is officially stripped of his guest professor title.
Even his graduation gold award is being revoked. Talk about a fall from grace.
Struck like lightning, he stares in disbelief.
He asks why she does not believe him, but she just sneers back.
I trusted you too much, she spits, pulling out a tablet.
She slams the device right in front of him. It is a trending thread on a major international designer forum. Someone put Lin Ji's own legendary masterpieces side by side with Loom's designs. They did a complete pixel-for-pixel overlay analysis of the two.
Tracing the design concept back to its roots led to a terrifying conclusion.
Her own work is linked to Loom.
No shot! Their works share countless ties, though it is not a direct clone.
It is not blatant theft, but anyone with eyes can see it. She just clumsily modified Loom's master templates. The post has been translated globally, absolutely blowing up the entire fashion industry. Decades of Lin Chi's hard-earned fame and reputation just crumbled in seconds.
Is this your doing? You knew about Loom this whole time? She demands. Did you steal his work and feed it to me? Keeping the best ones for your safe? Su Qingyao is totally speechless. Staring at the comparison, his brain goes totally blank. He stammers that he had absolutely no idea.
Lin Ji shakes with absolute fury. Then where did your nirvana come from?
Do not try and tell me you actually designed that masterwork yourself.
He remains silent.
That insane, buried realization starts clawing its way back to his mind.
Lu Yan, it could only be him. Those drafts were always in the study. This is wild. Could his mentor's inspirations have come from the exact same place?
A horrifying realization. Every single masterpiece that made them famous came from the exact same person. The very man they despised and treated like garbage, Lu Yan. Seeing his face, she finally understands.
She lets out a hollow laugh, looking like she aged 10 years instantly.
So that is the truth. That is what happened.
Both master and disciple built their entire careers on the back of a genius.
It is honestly the biggest joke in the world. She stumbles back, glaring at Su Qingyao with nothing but pure, venomous hatred. Su Qingyao, it was you! You are the one who ruined me! With that, he turns and flees in pure panic like he is dodging a plague. Su Qingyao slumps onto the freezing floor, every last drop of his strength completely drained.
Talk about hitting rock bottom. Su Qingyao was left completely in the dark here.
He barely even remembers leaving the hospital, wandering the streets like a lost ghost. Walking aimlessly as the entire world around him blurs into something totally unreal. Passers-by are pointing fingers at him while his phone keeps blowing up with news notifications. Every notification feels like an invisible knife, but his only desperate goal is finding Lu Yan. He needs to ask him face to face if he was actually the one behind everything. Using every ounce of his energy, he runs like crazy toward their former home.
He reaches the familiar apartment building and immediately rushes straight into the elevator.
Slamming the button for the top floor, he waits as the doors finally slide open. Stumbling down the hallway, he reaches their door and frantically mashes the doorbell. He pounds on the door. Lu Yan, open the door! Get out here right now, Lu Yan, you absolute coward! Get the hell out here! His voice is completely hoarse now. He is on the verge of losing it, but there was zero response from inside. A neighbor pops their head out, looking at him with nothing but pure disgust. What is with all the racket? Nobody has lived here for days. Su Qingyao freezes as the neighbor adds that they moved out 2 days ago.
They even put the place up for sale. Did you not know that?
The neighbor slams the door shut right in his face with a loud bang.
Qingyao slides down the freezing doorframe, completely collapsing onto the floor.
Honestly, this is low-key heartbreaking. He really left and took every single thing.
Erased from his life completely. But wait, there has to be something left behind.
Suddenly, something clicks in his mind, and he scrambles back onto his feet.
He frantically digs through his bag. Luckily, he still has a spare key. Hands shaking uncontrollably, it takes him several tries just to get the key inside. With a quiet click, the door swings open to reveal a completely empty apartment.
All those luxury furniture pieces and gorgeous decorations he loved, totally cleared out. Nothing remains but bare walls and floors, reverting back to how it looked 5 years ago. Just a cold concrete shell from before they met, proving everything really belonged to Luyan. Letting out a bitter, self-deprecating laugh, he slowly steps inside. He wanders through the empty space, room by room, like he is inspecting a graveyard. Finally, he steps into the study, which is just as empty as the rest. Except for one old abandoned desk, the exact one Luyan used for his art. Drawn to it like a magnet, he slowly reaches out and pulls the drawer open. It is empty too. Wait, actually, there is one thing left inside. A hardcover sketchbook sits there, causing Qingyao's heart to instantly seize up. He picks up the worn book with trembling hands, noticing how heavily used it looks.
Taking a shaky, deep breath, he prepares himself for whatever is inside.
He turns the very first page to find a stunning wedding dress design sketch. It is stunningly elegant, with the dress hem covered in countless tiny shimmering stars, and he immediately recognizes it.
This was his own wedding gown, the one he thought Luyan spent all his savings on.
It was custom made from a top studio abroad, and he'd been deeply moved by it for the longest time. But looking at it now, this wedding dress was actually designed by Luyan himself. He flips through the pages one by one. Every single page is a design so breathtaking it makes him freeze. These were concepts he only ever dared to imagine in his dreams, but had never been able to bring to life. The very inspirations he had desperately chased, but could never quite figure out how to capture. They are all right here in this tiny sketchbook. And honestly, they are even more perfect and stunning than he ever imagined.
Then he stops on one specific page, drawn right there before him.
Is the exact Nirvana design that completely ruined his entire reputation. Right next to that draft are lines of tiny notes written in pencil by Luyan, writing that Qingyao said he loves the phoenix. The kind that rise from the ashes, so I drew this design specifically for him. I want him to always be as passionate and free as a firebird. When our 3rd wedding anniversary finally comes, I will make it with my own hands to give to him. The date is from 3 years ago. Qingyao's tears completely spill over at this moment. This is low-key heartbreaking. He finally gets it. There was never any plagiarism here from the start. Qingyao was wrong.
From beginning to end, he was just a pathetic thief. He stole all of Luyan's pure love.
Stole his brilliant designs and completely stole the beautiful dream Luyan had built. Then he shattered every single bit of it. He actually thought he was chasing a much wider sky, but he had absolutely no idea that he just threw away the entire universe. Clutching that sketchbook, he curls up on the floor of his completely empty study room. Crying his absolute heart out, he lost a total crushing defeat. He lost his entire career. He lost his reputation. He lost his love, throwing away the one man in the entire world who cherished him most. Meanwhile, over at the brightly lit Haitian capital headquarters, Jiang He is absolutely losing his mind. Staring blankly at the computer screen as stock prices crash down to 0. That falling green line on the screen feels exactly like a razor-sharp blade. Slowly carving up his heart. How on earth did things get this bad? Why is this happening? He grabs a heavy crystal ashtray right off his desk and hurls it onto the floor with a massive, shattering crash. He lost the massive Southern District project at the bidding meeting earlier this morning. It is over. His rival was just a small, completely unknown company that came out of nowhere and suddenly pulled out a new energy proposal that was absolutely perfect. They easily snatched the land with a proposal that was 70% identical to the one he had prepared himself.
Except their version was actually way more polished on every single key detail.
It is literally like someone knew his entire hand beforehand and just built a superior, upgraded version. The second news of his bidding failure got out. The bank's collection calls start flooding in immediately. The same bank manager who used to flatter him with endless smiles
Is now speaking with a cold, strictly professional voice, telling President Jiang that according to their contract,
his loan is overdue and they have every right to seize all his assets.
"Give me 3 more days," Jiang He begs. 3 days is all I need.
But they just tell him it is the head office's decision and ruthlessly hang up.
Right on cue, the investors who signed the high-stakes betting agreement with him
Also send over a legal notice, and those massive penalty fees are enough to bankrupt him instantly.
leaving him with massive debts he can never pay off. Hessian Capital is finished.
And his life is over too. He screams, "Who on earth is ruining me?"
Jiang He just slumps in his chair, his eyes completely hollow.
Bro cannot fathom who he pissed off. Right on cue, the office door gets slammed. His pale secretary rushes in screaming that things are bad with shareholders. They called an emergency board meeting, and Jiang He completely loses it. He leaps up, furious. Apparently, some mystery buyer is launching a hostile takeover. A hostile takeover? Jiang He sneers because he still owns 50% of the shares. Who could possibly buy him out? His private lawyer bursts in, panicking about the shares pledged to the bank. An overseas fund called Guizhou just bought every single one of them.
That name hits like lightning.
He remembers Pierre mentioning it back at the gala. The mysterious designer Loom was launching a brand with that exact name. Now it is coming for his throat. They snatched up public shares and bought out all the minor investors.
Their total ownership just hit 51%.
They're now the majority owners of Hessian Capital. Absolutely brutal. He is completely frozen. He lost. His ultimate stronghold is gone. Where is this board meeting happening? His voice is completely shot as he learns it is downstairs. He adjusts his messy collar. He lost the war, but he refuses to lose his dignity. He must face the giant that destroyed him in 3 days. He swings the conference room doors open. The massive oval table is packed with smug shareholders. The same people who kissed his feet are now totally sneering. The main seat sits empty. They look at him like a dead man walking. He silently sits. He watches the doors open. A powerful man in a sharp black suit steps inside. It is Qingyao, the absolute titan running Shanghai Group. Why is he here? Instead of taking the head seat, he stands by the door. Under everyone's stunned gazes, he gestures for someone to enter. A very familiar figure walks in.
Completely chill, looking like he does not have a single care. Zero stress.
Seriously, he acts like he is just walking in a park. Jiang He freezes in shock. It is Lu Yan, the exact guy he mocked as absolute trash. This makes absolutely zero sense. Lu Yan completely ignores the room and walks to the head seat. He pulls back the chair and sits. Smiling at the utterly stunned crowd, Qingyao introduces him. Meet the sole owner of the Guizhou Fund, the brand new chairman of Hessian Capital, Mr. Lu Yan.
The entire room goes dead silent. Literally every single shareholder looks like they just got frozen in place.
Jaws are on the floor, faces pale like they saw a ghost.
As for Jiang He, bro gets absolutely struck by lightning. He just stares blankly at the incredibly calm man in the main seat.
Brain. Blank. Wait, Lu Yan is the chairman? The owner of the Guizhou Fund? No shot. How is this possible? This is wilder than the literal apocalypse, but Lu Yan just ignores their absolutely mind-blown faces.
He casually taps his fingers on the table, letting the heavy sound echo.
Qingyao, he calls. Go ahead and announce my first decision. His voice is pretty quiet. Yet it carries this absolute final boss energy that makes the room temperature drop. Yes, sir, Qingyao says, clearing his throat and opening a document. He reads it in a totally cold voice. By order of the chairman. Effective immediately, Jiang He is officially fired from all positions at Hessian Capital. On top of that, the company is suing him for actions during his run. We are talking embezzlement, illegal insider trading, and a whole list of other serious charges. All the evidence is already with the police. Boom. Jiang He's brain completely short-circuits. No!
You cannot do this to me! He suddenly stands up in rage.
Pointing at Lu Yan, he screams hysterically that this is pure slander. He is crying about revenge. Finally, Lu Yan actually looks up to acknowledge him. That stare is just so cold and detached, like he is looking at a clown.
Revenge? Lu Yan chuckles. Jiang He, you think way too highly of yourself.
You are not even worthy. That casual line is just brutal. Talk about emotional damage. The high and mighty identity he was so proud of? Everything he worked so hard to build is completely worthless to this guy. He is not even worth the effort of revenge. Why? Jiang He's legs give out. He collapses into his chair, completely broken and muttering to himself. Why is it you?
Well, Lu Yan says, go ask Su Qingyao that.
Lu Yan stands up, not even giving him a second glance. Handle this, he tells Chen Chao. Understood, sir. Lu Yan turns and walks away, but stops right at the exit. He looks back, his eyes slowly sweeping over every single person in the room.
I almost forgot to mention that express delivery deal in the South.
Our Guizhou Fund ended up securing that too, and starting today, Hetian Capital? We are fully pivoting to new energy. Welcome to the new era, everyone. He walks out, leaving the room in absolute shock and dead silence. Jiang He is completely finished. Bro looks like he just had his spine removed. He slumps there, face pale. He finally realizes he lost from day one.
He thought he was playing 5D chess while Lu Yan was on level 1.
Little did he know, Lu Yan is literally built different, watching from way above. Lu Yan steps out of the building. It started raining outside at some point.
A sleek black Bentley silently pulls up, and Chen Chao rushes to open the door. Just as he goes to step inside, a figure rushes over. She comes running through the heavy rain like a maniac. It is Su Qingyao.
She is soaking wet with completely messy hair. With wet hair plastered to his face and his makeup completely ruined, he looks incredibly pathetic.
He blocks the front of the luxury car, staring intensely at Lu Yan.
His eyes are bloodshot and filled with tears as he finally asks the ultimate question. Why? Voice completely hoarse from crying, he asks why she would treat him like this. What did he even do wrong? Lu Yan just looks at him from inside the car. For this woman he once loved more than life itself, his face is now completely broken. Gone is all his past pride and glory. Now there's only pure regret and bitter despair. She doesn't answer his pathetic question. She just keeps looking at him with absolute calm. Rainwater drips down from her hair, washing over his face in the heavy silence. You can't even tell if those are tears or rain as he begs Lu Yan to speak. Su Qingyao loses his mind completely, screaming if she had planned all of this from the start. Watching him climb like a fool, only to wait for his absolute highest peak. And then drag him back down and smash his ego. Does she find that amusing?
He desperately asks if she ever even loved him, even if only for a single day. As he stands there crying, Lu Yan finally opens her mouth. Honestly, this emotional payoff is so satisfying. Her voice is slightly muffled by the pouring rain, but every single word hits Su Qingyao crystal clear. She tells him she never gave him half a world. Hearing this, Su Qingyao completely freezes. Lu Yan stares directly into his eyes, telling him word by word that what she gave him was actually her entire world, but he just chose to treat it like trash. He threw it away like nothing, and now she has simply taken it back. She wiped it clean, placing it right back where it truly belongs. Without another word, she turns away from him, bends down, and slides into her luxury ride. The black Bentley purrs to life, splashing cold rainwater right past him as it pulls away. Zero hesitation, Su Qingyao is left standing there completely shattered. He lets the freezing rain drench his entire body as he watches the car vanish into the distance. At this point, it finally hits him. He didn't just lose his wealth or his status. He lost the god who was once willing to build a world for him. Low-key heartbreaking, but he cooked his own doom. And as the heavy downpour washes over the city, it washes away his entire future with it.